This is not going to be the most popular channel on YouTube. So I wanted to do this video on why I will never succeed as a YouTube sensation. And one of the things that I did before starting my channel in January of 2020 was to look at the different people who were, showing you how you can start your own channel and all these different things. And I believe that when I set up my channel, I followed a lot of the suggestions that they said to do. Now, why I don't think I will succeed, and I'm not doing this to be like really negative, I'm just kind of putting it out there for people who do want to start a YouTube channel and go, why can't I do this? Well, I think you have to look at things like this. I don't want to do makeup tutorials. That's just not my thing. And there are some beautiful women out there who do a wonderful job, so why would I want to do something like that? I don't promote a makeup brand, and I don't do makeup tutorials, even though I occasionally wear makeup. And I know a lot of things about, theatrical makeup that I can do and fun stuff like that, but that's just not where I saw my channel taking off. Then another reason is I'm not trying to sell you anything. I have nothing to sell. Now, I do make my dolls that I sell on eBay. I do sell things on eBay. I also use my YouTube channel as a way to show the working conditions of things, or maybe give a better description of things that I have, especially my dolls, because I really want my gothic girls and my creepy clowns and my zombie babies to just have a more presence on the internet and things like that, because for so many years they were featured in pictures. I mean, they were popping up everywhere, and it was really exciting because I was using Pinterest at the time as my predominant way to kind of be known for my dolls. So my pictures were being shared everywhere, and that was fun. And so I thought, well, why not use this medium, using YouTube videos as a way to further my dolls and just kind of get them out there so people could see them. Other than that, I'm not trying to sell you, how to get 10,000 new followers in a day kind of stuff, or selling a book. Not that I haven't written a book, because I've written a book and I would love to sell it. I have taken it off of Amazon. It is only available through me, even though they say it's available on Amazon. It's not, because they don't have the rights to it, and I don't even know why it's up there. And I just sell them on my eBay. So back to that. So yes, I am trying to sell you something, but it's not like programs to make you be better at something. Just my fiction book and other things I sell on eBay. So I'm already out there, in other words, with my, eBay persona out there. I did change the name. I used to be Santa's to Sell, which is the number 2 in the middle. So I used the Santa's to Sell as my name of my eBay store for years, and now I've changed it to a Happy Hoarder. And I changed it to a Happy Hoarder because, oh my gosh, my life is pretty much hoarded up. And that is something fun, but we'll get back to what my YouTube channel is about. Another reason I know that this is not going to be a huge success is that I don't kind of want to interview people. I think that would be a lot of fun to do something more informative like that and sit and interview with people. I haven't pushed that agenda, I guess, because I really haven't found the topics that I would want to be interviewing people about. And if I do it, I may make some changes like that. Another reason is this is not a political channel. Even though I love to go on other people's political posts, I follow political people, and I really appreciate what they have to say, and I make comments and I do things like that. I don't want this to be a political thing. I have my political beliefs, but I just didn't want to do any videos on them or really push that agenda on my little cute little Happy Hoarder, because I didn't think it really fit. But I have found lately, since a lot of stuff's been going on in our world, in our country, that I've wasted a lot of time. Not wasted, it was all educational. It was very educational. I do look at the viewpoints of other people. I am not this just closed-minded, like, I really think of these things. I do leave myself very, open-minded and open for conversations, but I think it would be really hard to change my mind about the things that I align myself with, but I would definitely be willing to, have those kind of conversations. Just didn't want to do it in the way of making videos about it. And And the other thing is, you know, the things that I'm interested in only appeal to a small number of people. I love thrift store shopping. I do. I think it's the best thing ever to do. It kind of fulfills a kind of a need. Well, it helps the economy because, you know, I'm out there shopping. But I started my eBay store many years ago. My now 22-year-old son was, I was pregnant with him when I started on eBay. And that was when eBay pretty much first started. That's when, and I always say this is a thing, and that is when Pez dispensers were all the rage. Oh, and the Beanie Babies were like huge. So, and I didn't do Pez dispensers or Beanie Babies unless I just came across one somehow. But that wasn't my thing. I was living in Del Rio, Texas at the time. Right when you came across the border into Texas, there was a lot of, you know, people from Mexico came over and set up these booths. And you could get the coolest stuff. So that kind of got me there. $20, I take $20, and I would go see what all I can buy for $20. And then I would come in that day and put it on the eBay. And then at the time, things were a lot different then. I mean, you may sell something on, you know, the week later, which you did because everybody was going nuts over it at the time. So you pretty much sold everything you listed. Is that you had to wait for checks. You had to wait for checks to clear. You know, so there's all this things you had to go through, so it may take a couple of weeks before you actually get your money and things shipped out and blah, blah, blah. Interesting times, but I've been there. I've been supporting it from the start. What can I say? A lot of changes in eBay for the good, and some I don't quite know. So I do think that, you know, my particular channel will focus a lot on stuff that pertains to eBay. And there's a lot of people who do it. So obviously people are going to go find the more popular videos that are showing up on their, you know, things to watch list, and mine's not going to, not for a very long time. But maybe one day it will, who knows. So then I think my next thing would be why I won't succeed in getting back to just, you know, what my interests are mostly doing the dolls. Not having a real professional set. Like for today, I'm just filming in front of my china cabinet, which is mostly Satis. But I think there are enough people out there who enjoy the things that I do. And they enjoy this, you know, the thrift store shopping, the selling on eBay, the making of things, the repurposing of dolls. There's like so much more I have to offer, and I do want to kind of focus on it being more of a channel about art. And I do follow other artists, people who do the reborn dolls. I like to follow people who do the repurposing of dolls. It's just kind of my thing. And it's weird, and it's kind of fun because I can go shopping with someone else, thrifting of course, and I go, oh, well, this is a such and such doll, and this is a doll, and they don't make these dolls anymore, and da-da-da-da. I'm like the biggest advice giver ever. For example, I was overhearing a lady who was kind of digging through some stuffed animals at a thrift store, and she says, well, I'm just looking for something for my dog. And I said, she was talking to someone else actually, and I stopped what I was doing. I went over to her. I go, okay, do you normally buy stuffed animals? You know, I love buying stuffed animals for my dogs. If you could see my living room right now, stuffed animals everywhere. But I do like to do that for my dogs. And I said, there's two things you need to be aware of when you're buying things for your dog at thrift stores. Is one, no beads. Those little tiny beads, because they will find those beads so fast. And they'll be all over the place, if not ingested by your dog. So don't ever buy anything with the little beads. And she goes, wow, I didn't know that. And I said, well, you know, and avoid plastic eyes. And she said, well, why? I said, oh, that's the other first thing to go. If they don't have beads in them, then the eyes are always the first things to go, by the way. Plastic eyes are just too tempting. And the other thing are like little noise makers. So it was kind of an interesting moment. And that's one of those moments that are teachable. And I would have liked to have said, hey, well, you know, if I only had my video going, then, you know, it was just had this moment with this lady, because that's the kind of person I am. I will talk to everybody. I'm just the teacher in me, I guess. I've always been that kind of person. If I know something, I'm going to share it with you. But to avoid the toys that, you know, if it's for a baby, even things that are for a baby sometimes have noise, little sound things in them, like music or whatever. Don't buy those. The dog's going to chew that thing out. Anything that's hard in there, dogs just love chewing that out. And they will tear up your toys. They just love tearing up their toys. So that was that little teachable moment. And that's what I wanted my channel to be about. Not everybody wants teachable moments. I mean, there's so many in the world and they're so weird. But I think it's important that you share your knowledge about the weirdest topics. I mean, it's just out there. And if you're like me and I want to find out anything on the internet, I just enter a few words and see what pops up. And I do that on a regular basis. I am constantly expanding my education. I didn't want another thing that, talking about, why I don't think my YouTube channel will be a huge success is I do have fibromyalgia, and it's not the best topic for people. They just really don't want to hear about it. But here's the deal. I'm a member of groups on Facebook, and we support each other there. So I really don't need this venue as my reaching out to other people or learning from other people. And the saddest part about trying to educate people on fibromyalgia has even gone back to exploring, the chronic fatigue syndrome and vaccinations. And I have just gone all over the place studying. Now, when you go sit at your doctor's office and you say, yes, I have fibromyalgia, and they look at you like, yeah, well, who told you this? Well, let me see, I had this test, this test, this test. And after spending all this money, that's what they came up with, basically. But the fact is, I'm in pain. I live in pain. This morning, I got up, took something for pain, and I'm talking about I can't take medicine. I have to take supplements. So it's a new supplement I'm trying that's sublingual, and so I take it, and so I went back to bed. So maybe I'll feel better lay on a heating pad for a while, just so I could warm up my body so I could get up. So this is a daily thing for me. I'm just trying something new with it. But this is my illness. A doctor has to, especially a general practitioner, which I go to, they have to deal with so many illnesses every day. And yes, I appreciate that you're highly educated. I do. But at this point, I could have a PhD in fibromyalgia because I'm constantly doing research and constantly, interviewing people, or not only interviewing people, but yes, I do talk to people who have it, but not in that sense, I have a list of questions I need to ask you. But in the, going on these groups and reading about, we have this thing that we do on these groups. I don't know if you're aware of this. It's someone goes, do you ever have? And then people will like, love, frowny, frown, all this kind of stuff. Tears, I should say. Hugs, they respond, I think, according to how bad they have it. So we do suffer a lot of the same symptoms. And whereas my doctors are dealing, which I've just changed to a new doctor who someone recommended that I go see, and he is still kind of flippant about the whole thing. He goes, well, you're taking this, I don't know what to tell you. Go exercise. I go, okay, well, here's the deal. And this is another thing that a lot of people seem to suffer from. And I told him this, and he just looks at me like, I've never heard of this one. When I sweat, it's like I'm sweating acid. It burns. My skin is on fire. And everyone, you can go down the list. Is this a lotion I'm using? Is it a soap I'm using? I've changed these things. Is it a vitamin I'm taking? Is it I'm taking a B vitamin that's maybe, or a vitamin C that's somehow coming out in my pores? So I do my research. I also not only do my research on my own body, I contact other people and go, what are you doing? What are the effects that you're finding? Things like that. So, yes, I gotta have a PhD where my doctor has got to think about all these other people. All I have to focus on was what's happening to me and my body. So yes, I do the research. I can make it all about the research I found, but I don't think that would be successful for me as my YouTube channel. It's a platform for my YouTube channel, but I do have a nice post about it, about what it is like living with fibromyalgia. I know that it stops me on some days from doing all the things that I want to do, and that's unfortunate and I don't want it to. I mean, I'm not going to let this slow me down, but yeah, when you just hurt really bad or you're just so exhausted, and you're like, why am I so exhausted? It does alter your plans for the day. So that's really sad, and I hate that, and I'm going to get teary-eyed when I think about it because I think of all the stuff I miss because of this. And so the other thing, sorry, got a big angle on. I keep banging against the table. And so what I wanted to see happen with my platform on my YouTube channel was, one thing is just to be involved in YouTube in a way that I could, check on other people's stuff. And I never thought about turning it into a share or comment kind of thing. Maybe that is something I'd like to look into. I'd like to maybe do the reaction things, but in a way I felt like by doing those, I was kind of piggybacking on someone else's pay. People are succeeding at that, so I really can't complain about that, and apparently it's an okay thing to do. But I have not gotten into the whole, getting the commentary on someone else's video that's very popular. Although there's a lot of good videos of people, they do the things that I enjoy doing. I like the Crazy Lamp Lady. I think she does some really good stuff. Texas Gal's Treasures, a lot of fun to watch. Oh my gosh, I think we can say his name right. Is it Joey? Oh, I'm so sorry. Does monsters. The monster guy. I'll put a link here. Wow, brain. See, fibromyalgia brain. Anyway, love his stuff, and I like to watch it, and I like to post on it, but not as far as doing a comment thing on it or doing something like that. Not that it doesn't deserve a real good, more visibility, because he's doing great stuff. It's so much fun. I encourage you to do this with your kids. That thing, his videos should really take off. His channel should be bursting by now. I haven't checked back to see how many followers he's got, but he and I started about the same time, and I love what he does. I think it's great. I think the creativity is amazing, and the stuff he's working with. There's no excuse for not being so awesome. Everyone could be awesome and have that much fun, so I do encourage him. And why I can't think of his first name, I don't know. Wow, I want to say it's... Never mind. I'm not even going to guess, because I will just make a fool of myself. But... I know it doesn't appeal to everybody to, see the scary dolls that I do and the creepy babies and clowns. But I do appreciate every single one of you that do follow me and think it's kind of fun. I think it's kind of cool and give me some likes and things like that. I appreciate it. I do know that on my Facebook pages, I have a little bit more interaction with people. I do have a Facebook page. There's links below. And it is just, my name, Jerry G. Taylor, actress, artist, author, you name it, I've done it kind of thing. And a happy Hoarder. So, what was the other thing I was going to say? Yeah, totally lost my train of thought, because someone just messaged me right here, and I'm like, get off. It's distracting me right now. Anyway, I do hope that, getting back to the people who will follow me because this is what I do. Hey, please keep following. Hey, share, like, do the things, kind of help a girl out. But I, do what you love. And like I said, I got my other platforms that I love doing, and that's where I was going with that, was the Facebook and things like that, and the groups that I'm a part of. And it's great, and it's fun. And it's not that I need all this amazing validation to live my life. I get it. Until I sell a doll, I'm pretty validated, but I do it for myself. And I guess, it's the teacher in me. It's just that wanting to get out and say, hey, look what I did. Let me show you how I did it. Let me encourage you to do it as well. That is what I loved about teaching. Not real happy getting back to politics. I was a substitute teacher for like 6 years, 5 years, 6 years. Got to go back and check that out. And every year I did a long-term sub position, whether it was a couple of weeks or even semester. I did a lot of teaching and loved it. I have loved it because I had the ability to work with 4-year-olds. I've had to work to seniors, and I loved them all. It was just a really great experience. But things are changing in the schools right now, and I don't think I can be a part of it, and I can't support it, so I can't be there. And I'm a little bit afraid for teachers right now, and between the COVID-19 and the attitude of people right now, that is just wrong. It's just, they're so misled, so much misinformation out there. It's a very scary time. If we're going to write some history, we need to start from today and move forward with, if that's what they want to do, they got to erase it all. You can't pick and choose what part of history you want to, get rid of. But that's my political views, which I don't mind sharing, but I don't want my whole platform to be about that. I don't want any of my platform to be about that, other than my little comments I may leave on somebody else's. That's okay. But I do want my platform to be about fun stuff. I want it to be about teaching in the way of like artistic teaching, how to be an artist, how to enjoy being an artist, how to enjoy being creative. And that, free thinkers too. I think that's a good thing. And I know my old zombie babies don't appeal to everybody, but there are a lot of people who kind of get what it's about. It's about taking a 3-dimensional object and drawing on it. That's basically what all I do. And it's just a different art form. And it could be, something fun, it's something cute. I don't do really creepy. Well, maybe they are creepy to some people now I think about it. Gory. I guess I don't do gory stuff. Although, yeah, I guess you can look at mine as kind of gory. Oh, it's all in the eye of the beholder, I guess. It's all everyone's opinion. But anyway, I do appreciate you watching this video. And please watch some of my other ones. Oh, and subscribe and follow and all the things that you on my other pages and stuff like that. And keep an eye on my goofy dolls. And then I'm going to get back to my normal life of just doing my dolls and just doing my my shopping and my fun stuff. And I've accepted the fact that, hey, this is not going to be the most popular channel on YouTube, but it will be another way just to reach out to people and to let you know, it's a fun world we live in, and enjoy your life. And I'm doing the best to enjoy mine. Thanks for watching.